What's up? It's your boy Carcino for Life here. Welcome to the Carcino for Life channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page. We're going to get to this because the essence of hip hop is on display right here as we're seeing a contrast of styles, we're seeing battling, and we're seeing clash of castes right now. And you're probably saying, well, what is caste? Caste, C-A-S-T-E, is where people believe they are higher than certain people because of certain, hierarchies or laws of life. And they really aren't. It's always an illusion. Now, Kendrick Lamar is going to put that on full display for the world to see if people continue going on. He's been exposing it, but these people are starting to show the cracks in the ceiling. On Eminem's song Toby, this whole thing went left. We're going to get to that after the intro. Subscribe to the page, hit the like button. Hi, I'm Carcino. Oh, let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Woo! What's up? What's going on here today? Let's go. What happened to Night that he needed a whole nother channel? Let's go. Oh no, I'm not lying, Mr. Knight. Everybody's using this as an opportunity. Even your boy Slim Shady. You forget that last word, Shady. Now, there's a new song to come out by Eminem called Toby. Now, Toby is what he keeps trying to point to was in the movie Roots, or the miniseries Roots. Toby was what you would call the house Negro. That's who Toby was. So Toby turned out to be a bad person all around. Toby was no good. If somebody called you Toby, you was ready to fight. Man, you called me Toby. What? Let's go. Let's throw hands. Toby was not a good term. Toby is the name they gave to Kunta Kinte because they wanted to change his name. And he got whipped for it and everything. And what's your name? Kunta Kinte. Wow. They kept whipping him. And they was, what's your name? Toby. They whooped him till he broke. And said his name was Toby. So this is a double meaning. By Eminem being a white man, calling a black guy Toby would not go well. So he had to disguise it and make it look like he's talking about Toby Maguire from Spider-Man. Toby Maguire was bit by a spider, but me, I'm bit by a goat. But we got the move that he's trying to point to. Now, Toby Maguire is one of his friends and actually dresses like Eminem. They both wear the same type of clothing, a hoodie with a cap. Now, you're mentioning a situation where this is going to jump to a bad thing here. Eminem has been taking shots at Jay-Z for quite some time now. And it seems like he's only taking shots just to get back for whatever reason he thinks Jay has done politics behind the scenes. And he doesn't like it. Like he, at the Super Bowl, Jay-Z didn't want Eminem there. And the reason why is because after for years, after they did Renegade, he was always modestly humble and gave Jay-Z his props. But when they started to interview Eminem more and more, he keeps reiterating something that sticks at Jay-Z. Like, I murdered you on Renegade. Like, when he admitted that and, like, actually coined it, like, I murdered you on Renegade, when before on previous records and interviews, he denied it, saying, no, I didn't do that. We both did our thing. Nobody was murdering anybody. Why, on the Kamikaze album, did you embrace that? Why did you coin it? That's what made Jay-Z said, okay, yeah, I don't like him. So Jay didn't like him. So he thought Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Mary J should do the Super Bowl. Then the NFL said, hey, yeah, and Eminem. And then Jay tried to talk it down from it even got started. Like, well, he's hard to get out, for something like this. Plus, I don't know how attached he is to football. Well, let's try it. NFL, pay him what he wants. It's Eminem. We see Dr. Dre, they're going to think Eminem. But he was like, yeah, this is kind of an LA thing. So, that's why I was thinking you get Dre and Snoop. But Mary J's from New York. Yeah, but she's been living out here for quite some time. Eminem's in Detroit. It's Eminem. Get Eminem. So they ran and got Eminem. Now, here's where it gets sticky. After those situations start to show up, Jay and them got a problem. Then it gets leaked out when he says, somebody, I forgot who it was, the actual person he was talking to, actually said it in one of these podcast interviews that when it came to why 50 Cent showed up, and they was like, oh, 50 and Jay must be cool. And when it was over, he was like, I ain't invite him. The white boy did. And it was like, the white boy? Who's the white boy? He didn't know he didn't know who Jay was talking about. And he was talking about Eminem. The white boy invited him. He wasn't going to do it unless 50 Cent could be represented. And once he said the white boy did it, M knew Jay had a problem. And M didn't like the way he was minimizing him to somebody else in the game, calling him the white boy. So it was like, oh, now I'm the white boy? You don't know me? Okay. I'm finna do this so that you know me. I'm finna make sure you never make this mistake again with anybody else, Jay-Z. Oh, that was Nori. Okay, Nori said that. So it was on Nori's show. And Jay talked to Nori. Now, thank you guys for the super chat. Don't forget to hit the like button if you guys got here. Subscribe to the page if you're new, as we're getting into this solely right now. Like, share, subscribe, all the wonderful things. The Cash App is Carcino. In case you don't want to super chat or don't have this thing set up to super chat. Team Gemini. He said Tupac and K-Dot are both his legends. What is it, the beads? So, oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. But let me get back to it. So Eminem, on his new song, Toby, that I told you about, takes shots at Billboard's top 5 list. I mean, like, who cares about what Billboard says? Nobody does. Eminem knows this. Eminem is playing a game all of the time with people's minds. He knows that. Nobody cares about Billboard. Nobody remembered that list. Hell, Comcast just did a list. Who the hell are they to make a hip hop list? That's how preposterous it sounds. But it goes even deeper than that. First off, you have an egotistical maniac as a best friend, and Toby Maguire. He has very rich, crazy friends that he hang with. And they were actually used in the movie, but never was named in the movie Molly's Game, when she was hosting the poker games. The person with the hoodie and the cap on was Eminem. And she never gave these people up who was in the games, but the person that was the biggest a-hole, who was a friend of him, who also did everything and was the controller and the mastermind. And nobody ever knew how wicked Toby Maguire really is, and how vindictive he is. And he couldn't wait to get into his zone, to be the spiteful person. Oh, yeah. Now, we're going to get to Big Sean and K-Dot. We're going to get to what that is. Now, this Billboard list with these two, you got a twisted, warped best friend who everybody view as evil. Great actor, but a total person you wouldn't even like if you met in person. Mm-hmm. Now, yeah. Well, we'll get to that. Now, Oh yeah. So when you start seeing things, uh, when you start seeing things pop up the way they did, it became a big, big thing. Eminem just needed a reason. He needed a muse. And that's why he ran to Big Sean and everybody else involved, because this is all he knows. Now, no one's going to believe their list. Their list is insane. So I've already made a video on this list, but nobody takes it as the Bible. Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Nas, Tupac, Eminem, the Notorious B.I.G., Lil Wayne, Drake, Snoop Dogg, and Nicki Minaj. Now, before this battle happened with Kendrick Lamar, Drake was way higher on this list. He was never at 8. And when you say greatest rappers of all time, what is the criteria? Now, Eminem's going to use this as if this is hip hop law, because everybody's reading it and going to be upset that he's at number 5. Believe me, if Eminem was number 5 rated on the greatest rappers in the game, he would be okay. But this is by his metrics. Forbes, Complex, Billboard. These are the white folks making this decision. And the white folks are not putting him number 1. He's got a problem with that. They're choosing Jay-Z over him. And he really got a problem with that. Now, and I damn sure we already discussed the list. We're not going to go there. But now this list motivates him to make the song Toby. And gets so upset he gets outside of what he's supposed to do as Jay-Z, the artist. So you got Babatron or Babytron on there rapping. And we'll get to Little Sean's verse in a minute. But before we get there, we'll go straight to Eminem's verse. So he starts off with Toby Maguire got bit by a spider. Me, I must have been bit by a goat. Then he says, I used to dream as a kid I would grow to be one. I hope that I inspire hope. For what you get, what you gonna get when you deserve, okay, all right, whatever. He just said, y'all thought you were sick, you were misdiagnosed. Nope, I'm dope. You'll never have this high of a dose. Nope. Now my estate's in the building. And B, I don't sleep on more. And I done slept on more. What he's trying to tell him is basically his estates is in the building. And he done slept on more, right? What he's trying to say is all of my estates I've slept on more estates than most of you guys have dealt with. Then he says, I've slept on more floors than the Empire State Building. I got so many stories, but I hate ceilings. Ooh. Ooh. That's a pretty unique bar. So direct, he's aiming his target right at one person, Jay-Z. You ever heard of the glass ceiling? Eminem don't have those ceilings over him. Eminem could go right to the top of that Empire State. Mm-hmm. Ain't feeling your top 5 favorite rappers, so I know they about to be pissed at me. So he indirectly, he's taking shots at Nas, Jay-Z, all of them by saying this. Say, I know they're about to be pissed at me. And this is why I always told you Nas wouldn't do a record with Eminem. And then when he did the EPMD song remix, Eminem got on there and rapped for like 20 minutes, trying to get his control moment. Nas put it out and just laughed. Ew, word. Eminem was spitting his soul out on that record. Then he had to change the beat because he couldn't rap to that beat. He couldn't rap to that ESPN beat because it was on a 1, it was on a 2 and a 4. He's a 1-3 rapper. So when it started jumping off on the 2 and the 4, he couldn't really keep that flow that he wanted to hit. He couldn't rock that flow. So he changed the music. Then it had to go to 1 and 3. Because Caucasians, people, the majority of them move on the 1 and the 3. When they start their songs, they go out the 1 and the 3. It's natural for them. We go on the 2 and the 4. It's just natural for us. We go to the beat of the drum. It's naturally rhythmatic. We speak on 2 and 4s. Anybody who's ever played music before in their life knows what I'm talking about. Anybody in here ever played a musical instrument in their life? This is why when some white people dance, they say they off rhythm. Brothers be like, man, y'all can't get the rhythm because they move to the 1 and the 3. That's why the music that they use and they party to, if you listen to it, it starts on a 1 and a 3. So Eminem, his beats normally are on a 1 and a 3. That's why a lot of black people didn't vibe with Eminem a lot. Because they didn't feel your music. A lot of your Eminem beats were just weird to us because they were 1-3 beats. You want the snare. We want the trombone and the horns. We want the drums. Mm-hmm. So when you go off the 1 and the 3, you're often going down this. But let's get back to what I'm trying to say here. So he said, I know they're about to be pissed at me, because that's what he wants. He wants to kick it off. He wants some attention. So Eminem wants a battle, because at his core, that's what he is a battle rapper. Back here, it used to be called a diss head. In the Midwest, if all your raps is about dissing people, you're a diss head. That's an old 90s term. You're a diss head. So Eminem was a diss head. But this to me is a mystery. How rappers I've already ripped could be higher up on the list than me. Yet I sit here on your list though I'm at 5, which is okay. Just know that inside, to me, that it is hilarious. When I get this, though, by a pioneer, so now he's going at Melly Mel again. They tell me I should just let that slide and go and slide. Melly Mel should get no reply. That man is a legend, but and so am I. And anyone else would think it'd be easy as pie to beat me and can treat me just like poison. What? They'll die. Now, this is a reply to me. I did an interview with Royce the 5'9". Well, it wasn't even an interview. We had a conversation because he thought me and him had a beef. This is a reply to that interview. I know. You don't understand. Me and Royce the 5'9", it's already up here in case you didn't see it. Me and the man had a conversation. We put it out here for the whole world to hear. Y'all got it on here. I don't even know why you're questioning me. But we had a conversation. Me and Royce the 5'9", right here, and everybody, and we got past all of our beef. That's old. That was when the game dissed Eminem, so that ain't old. That was last year. So when I went and did that, I said, when he was like, tell me somebody Eminem had ran from. And I was like, Eminem don't accept a challenge. He always backs down. Eminem's mentioning that right here. I've never conceded. Eminem watched the interview that I did. He knows I've been at his head. So when it was asked, like, what's my problem I had with him, he knows I'm the one that made the video about MGK. Remember when it went viral? When I was breaking down the song when it was released and talking about Eminem, how he did the Outlaws, how he did the Outs, rather, and he did not the Outlaws, but he did the Outs. He did D12, how shady he just threw and casted him out. I went through Eminem's whole career of him doing stuff that that I thought was counterproductive, that ruined and brought down the company. And he saw all that, and he mentioned it on the Kamikaze album. He mentioned it on his diss record. Where's my snare? So when we were trolling him, this is why he say, my middle finger stuck up, but I never conceded. This goes to that interview. When have I ever retreated? You never seen it. This is all response to everything I said. Every dream that I've ever dreamed, I exceeded. Submit my legacy. I definitely did controversy. I always fed on it. I need it. There it is. Then I just tell you, he needs controversy. He needs the controversy. Treat it like a truck. Hit it head on. I meet it. I got on a beat and it's like the Eye of the Tiger song is still playing on my head on repeat. What is Eye of the Tiger? I've been knocked down so many times I can't count. Sometimes it just don't pan out. Now, let's get to the Jay-Z diss, because that's why we're here. Now that he's landed his planes, he let me know he heard the Royce the 5'9" interview that I did, or a conversation, when I said he always retreats from the battle like he did with the game. I'm like, he needs to stand down. Why don't he always running from the battles? He's always battling like Britney Spears, and people want to see you go at it with MCs, real MCs. They don't want to see you just, Christina Aguilera and all these people. It's like, dog, you got to battle some people. So he's saying he never ran from a challenge. But I'm going to tell you somebody he bowed down to. I'm going to tell you who you bowed to. You bowed to Kendrick. You bowed to K-Dot. You wanted none of that smoke. And you think you want it now? You think you want it now? Do you think your power and fame is going to get you past Kendrick? I wouldn't make that mistake if I was you. Not at all. Not for a half of a minute. Now, if Jay decides to entertain getting back in the ring, Jay-Z's a businessman. He knows it's not good business to answer Eminem, especially on a rap song. He's so far past it. He doesn't want himself equated to anything there. There's nothing in it for him. Look at Jose. White boy Rick don't want it with Kendrick. So that's why he's at it with Jay. Now, Big Sean is hurt because the leaked diss track came out with him and Kendrick. Now, him and Kendrick patched everything up. These guys are supposed to be cool. Kendrick Lamar and Big Sean are actually in a good space. But Kendrick had a song on Element during the course of that beef those two had, which I told y'all, Big Sean is not who y'all think he is. We've had that conversation in this live chat over and over again, especially when LB keep trying to tell me that Fab, F-A-B-O, man, Fab Cole. You got Big Sean over Fab? Yes! Big Sean over Fab by a long shot. So now we've already had that conversation. I told you, he went at Kendrick. They went back and forth. And Big Sean held his own. I told you that, and then Joe Budden said the same thing. I'm not saying Joe listened to me. Joe just listened to the raps too. And said it. He actually said it right out of his own mouth. He gave Kendrick the business. He was battling. They came to an end. But what Kendrick was showing Big Sean is that he has levels. Big Sean is one level of rap. It's one style. He's very good in that lane. Very good. Kendrick is free form hip hop. He'll tell you in one verse, he'll be telling you a story from another person's point of view. He changes his tones. He do his own ad libs in there. He changes variations of styles. Like when he told you on the Heart Part 4. I don't want to hear this. Hey, K-Dot, man, I was just playing. Bitch, up the fuck up. You gonna end up like the lag, nigga, I know. And you don't want to clap, nigga, I know. So all of that was dedicated to Big Sean because of what somebody had allegedly told somebody else was saying. It was somebody third party that had them all feuding with each other. So they eventually had squashed this beef and it was done. Then, like, what was it, like 9 months ago? The Element leak came out. Yeah, Element with the original version before the studio part came out, and they changed the verse. They took the whole new approach to the song Element. Element's one of my favorite songs on the damn album, you know, besides DNA and all of that. Now, when that song came out, it really blew people's minds away. It really did. I was like, whoa. Okay. We have a situation here. Oh, no, it was definitely coming after he was going after Jay Electronica on there, French Montana. You know, that's the OG version of the song. He wasn't playing. There was no games played on that record. So when he came and decided to do that diss and pick them apart, well, pick basically Big Sean apart, it wasn't like it was new. So they kept bringing it up and it got leaked out. And it was like, why would they leak this record out? You know, so he think that Kendrick was doing this to send a message to him because I guess he heard Big Sean was doing something, I guess. But anyway, the original Element got leaked out. And Big Sean has been in basically hibernation like Kendrick was for all this time. So everyone's like, oh, he's done. So I'm like, Big Sean just got all fat and swole. His face is about to explode. He's been sitting in the house eating all this time. Now, Big Sean is back out. So when that verse dropped, it was shocking.
Another dead prophet, hope of the God to give him life. Big Sean keep sneak this and I let it slide. I think it's false confidence got him inspired. I can't make them respect you, baby, it's not my job. You're finally famous for who you date, not how you rhyme, boy. Cute. puberty up, then make you a classic album before you come at us. Drake and McMill beef might got you gassed up, but I'm a whole nother beast. I really fuck you up. Wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. I figure I gone.
So sweet ass raps, get your puberty up. So this song is about 7 years old, people. What? That was 2018. So maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. Sorry about that. That was a damn throwaway. Yeah, that was a throwaway. So Big Sean is back now. And he comes on an Eminem track because we're going to get into that too. Here's the thing, Eminem. You're not on the list better than Jay-Z. You're not better than Jay. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why you're not better than Jay as soon as I get through with this, M. We're going to put all of this thing to bed. We're going around full circle so everybody will get everything, nothing be left out, and you'll know what's going on. Now, Big Sean was being cleared, been called out for sneak dissing. That's what he was telling him. You've been sneak dissing me. So he comes right out. I do it alone. She want to touch me, rub me, go back to hubby, smell me like cologne, all this. But I was really watching the throne. So in this song, Big Sean is really dissing two people, Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people didn't pick up the Kanye West situation, but he's dissing Kanye. Only time that I watch my tone is when my baby is asleep. He's letting them know that he settled into this domestic lifestyle. We didn't want chips with chips on our shoulders. If Kendrick Lamar is Obi-Wan, then I must be Yoda. Okay. That's what this means. Let's move along. Don't need no promoter. We pull up. They know us. I'm the Ayatollah snatching your controller. I don't give a up when I'm focused. Ooh. F all the drugs you take. I'm taking over. That's Kanye West. I paid attention. Don't need no payola. Can't take away from me. You just need to take cover. I can't paint. I can paint a picture like the. Okay, let me go back. I could paint a picture like I made the stencil of your whole image. I'm with Cole Bennett. Okay? I don't know what the F they done told Negroes. I put all of my heart and soul in it. I met you in person. You were so different. I can't listen to you for a whole minute. Took a blood test. Ain't no hoe in it. Watch your mother effing mouth before I go in it. Like, no, he didn't. Got more invested. If it's one thing I make no exceptions. I got new addresses. I got no receptions. I got love and hate coming from both directions. Bitch, I'm from the D where they BMFing, where they moving them keys with crazy progression. Well, I think, bitch, I'm omnipresent. I got no reflection. I'm living off bars. I need no correction. No. You see, then I tell you, this whole thing predicts his style right here. Ain't nobody hating Big Sean. I'm the one told y'all about Big Sean. They hate Big Sean. And I don't know why. They were, man, he got soft, corny rap. Like, Big Sean can rhyme. He can actually rap. What are people talking about? Man, he kind of remind me of Mace. Mace can rap. What are you talking about? And don't you remember the Oracle? I'm sitting in here. Now, I'm sitting up in here, just got through telling y'all, listen to his rhyme pattern. It's the same pattern of flow. His whole pattern, it's like hitting the bars. It stays on one wavelength all the way across. You know, he stays in this lane. Kendrick's is like this. It's free form hip hop. There's no real structure. It's how he wants it to sound. He'll be rapping, but he'll be rapping in the mindset of the other person talking. Have you ever played 500,000 for an open case? He's basically Drake at that point, telling you all that stuff. And I have, and I came out straight. He's not rapping about him. He's talking about Drake. Drake paid $500,000 to settle that SA lawsuit. Drake did all that. So he's rapping as if he was Drake. Then he starts, and then the voice changed. And now you know he's rapping as Kendrick. I hate when I'm rapping, I talk about guns and somebody died and they found it in the nuns, like pray for my city. Then he's rapping as Kendrick. Now you know he's looking for likes and digital hugs. His daddy's a killer, he want to be Junior. He must have forgotten the shit that they done, but later the things get shaken. It's the flow pattern. It's free-form hip-hop. When he's like, then he switches it. He goes from the rhyming, the catchy things, then he goes to comedy. Don't beef with the family, Crody. Don't. Hope you're not cheesing, fam. We can set it right now with the family, Crody. Right. He goes to the comedy to get you laughing, right? And then as soon as he does that, he ends it with his last 8 bars hard. Hey, yo, out, y'all niggas, y'all niggas, I come through the door and then dump y'all niggas like, Bill go punch y'all niggas out, y'all niggas, they can never touch my food. Whoever they fucking man, and energy too. All hard. He ended it hard. Structured the way he wanted it to go. To let you know I'm ending this hard. To let you know I really mean this message. That's like the exclamation point. That's how he structured it. Okay? So I caught this all while it was happening in real time. I'm like, oh yeah, now he's ending it hard. That's how you end it. Yeah, you go hard. He was going with the comedy. He didn't let the comedy end it. He went hard and gave him the message with the exclamation point. So now he's daring him to go do it. And Drake is so stupid and predictable. He's gonna fall right ahead. Then he comes out, nigga, you did it, nigga, you man, I did it for damn with Rickle and James. I'm telling you, bad. I gotta go bad. I gotta go bad. I was like, oh, here we go. Then I knew the song was over in the first 8 bars. Who really bang my nigga Chuck T? Whoever bang my nigga YG. I'm like, oh God, this is over. This is all over. And I gotta go through this. But this is already done. Yeah. So now you get back to this with Sean, Big Sean. Now, Big Sean can rap, but he has a monotone type of style. It's one way. Now listen to what he's doing. He look at, if it's one thing I make no exception. I got new adjustments. I got no receptions. Now listen how long he keeps rapping this thing out. See the pattern? I be coming from both directions. Well, they BMFing when they moving keys on chord progressions. I'm omnipresent, no reflection. Living on bars, there's no correction. He keep rhyming that same thing. Grinding the shit out. Gotta stay patient while you outside. Cause the city's back up, we outside. We on staycation. Gotta stay patient while you outside. We on staycation. Everybody caught that. The city's back up. It's a must. We outside. What? When has it been cool to be on staycation? Oh, man, we on staycation. Lock the F in. Ain't no playing for real unless you playmaking. I take the chances. You hate taking. F it, dog. I'ma go Wes Craven. Now, that's wild. If you talking about Kendrick Lamar is playing it safe, I'm at the safe, F a safe haven. They play with my name and I can't take it. Toby Maguire was bit by a spider. I'll be like, look, first off, I ain't gonna use no goofy Eminem song to make my point. Big Sean, you can hold your own, but right now you going at Kendrick when he's in his zone. Now you like head up back then, y'all could give each other the business. You messing with a man that's in his zone. That's like dissing Pac after hit him up. Everybody getting slayed. That was a blaze, and that fire was gone. Then you got a whole album like Machiavelli. That's like letting people know I'm in my bag right now. You coming this way, you getting chopped. Man made like 100 songs off that energy wave. You want to get in that wave and get blazed? Shoot, he wasn't playing on Machiavelli. He was in his bag. You got Troublesome 9-6. Bomb first. You got everything going. He was in a bag. He was getting out everything. He had about 5 albums of charged up energy to go. So now he's trying to bait K-Dot to go at him. He's trying to go at Kanye West to get Kanye West to give him some momentum. And it's like, are you serious, Big Sean, right now? You're a little rusty. I mean, this was dope. You can rap, but you can't do what Kendrick can do. And right now, he's the biggest thing in the world. And he's in a bag right now. You don't want to catch him when he's in this lane. You better catch him while he's making an entry, like Mr. Morale or something. Don't make him go into his bag. Mm-hmm. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go. You don't want to battle this man while he's in his bag. When he gave you that little jab on the hard part 4, that's when I thought Kendrick was coming with on the damn album. So I'm like, man, this is the energy I'm thinking I'm finna get on the damn album. And the damn album come out, and I'm like, what is this? If I want to go into my Israelite teachings, I'm like, I ain't just going in the back room. I was ready to go get down. And it started off, I'm like, all right, cool. Then he just like, he was in one mode, and he just switched to monotone mode. Like, Elohim and everything. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, okay, that's a cool vibe. That's one song. All right, we all right here. This one's called Yah. I'm feeling that. It's the Israelite song. All right, there's the elements and all this. I'm loving Element. Let's go. All right, we got to pick this album back up. Come on, man. Come on. This is turning into clean the house music. We got to go. Let's go, Kendrick. Let's go. Pick it up. And it just stayed there. And I was like, oh, no. White people only rap on 1 and 3. That's a stretch. No. It's not a stretch. Most of them do. That's why they choose rock beats. What are rock beats? Don't you listen to rock music? What does it start on? When they start singing and stuff, what do they start on? The 1. They go off the 1. We don't go off the 1. When Eminem rap, don't he go off the 1? That's 1-3. That's 2-4. Y'all know music, right? It's common sense. How is that a stretch? Y'all know music. Well, some of y'all know music. M raps off the 1. His rap pattern is 1-3, not 2-4. That's why when he do rap on 2-4, those are the songs y'all like. Because he's normally rapping to a hip-hop beat. That somebody else created, or he's doing something that fits the flow patterns. Dead wrong. Eminem is rapping on a 2 and 4, and he slips into a 1-3, but he goes back to the 2-4. But it's not his bag, but he can't change it because he's doing it on Biggie's song. So Biggie flow pattern is 2-4. So now you got a 2-4 rapper. What did he do? He borrows from Royce the 5'9". And the whole verse is Royce the 5'9's from Renegade. Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna talk about you holding this I murdered Jay-Z or I bested Jay-Z on Renegade. We're gonna get to that in a minute. And why you decided to hold that down. We're gonna get to that. Because we're gonna get to why you are not nowhere near where he is. You're nowhere near. Sorry, you're just not there, buddy. You dope, but you just ain't there yet. And we're gonna get to you in a minute. Now, who all in here remember Dead Wrong? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm reading your comments. Absolutely. Jay-Z was never the best rapper. We know that. I don't have to prove to you. I liked K. Dot, Mr. Morale. It was funny. My favorite one from K. Dot. Now that's other people's priority. I did not like the Mr. Morale album like that. I'm somebody that really went into the damn album. I had a More Life album. I listened to that more than I listened to the damn album. I liked the beginning of the damn album, but the way it ended, I wasn't ready for that tone. I was just like, okay, there's some stuff, these other people like these songs. And then you had other people like, I love the damn album. I'll be like, all right, I'm going back to Pimp a Butterfly. That's just was me. I was a Mad City Pimp a Butterfly type guy. That was more my vibe. Like this Kendrick that I'm hearing right now, like with the broccoli, all of this reminds me of the Kendrick that I listen to, that I like. Okay? This the Kendrick I like. Mr. Get Off, baby. Yes, because I said I did. Imagine if you sat there and you chat with Royce the 5'9", and we're talking about MGK. You didn't even know Eminem didn't talk to Royce for a minute after that conversation that me and Royce had. Eminem wasn't talking for a while. M was a little upset with Royce. Oh, definitely. Wouldn't you, if Royce 5'9" is Eminem's best friend, and I sit there and he's sitting there chatting with me, see, we had something in common. Me and them both, I had a problem with both of them. So imagine if I had a problem with both of them. This is way back in the past. And then we sit down and we hash it all out live. Because it was already over. He just didn't know. He never checked his messages or nothing. I'm like, dog, this been over with. I told you, this thing is over. That was years ago. He had no idea.
How did you hear about him?
He was battling a guy out here called Juice from Chicago.
Oh, I know Juice.
Right. So Juice from Chicago was battling.
What did you think of him when you first heard him? Bizarre.
I just thought he was different. He was funny. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, he's funny. But he was more serious. He was more serious with it, but it was like Esham. Like Esham had horror rap that ended up like transforming into what Bone did and took that type of sound and just went with it. But Esham was the first one we really heard with like the just horror rap. And we wasn't really prepared for that. Like Redman was like the closest thing we got to that at that point. But Esham was like, from out here, was like one of the first ones to really take that and like run with it.
So you was a fan of him super early.
Oh hell yeah!
So you started following him after that.
Oh hell yeah! Because
when did you? What was the turning point? When did you stop liking him?
When I stopped liking him, when he mostly went away. You know, I understood he went through a lot with, you know, when Proof died and everything, but it's like, it felt like he ran out of material. It felt like he ran out of things to say. You know, you ever feel that point where people run out of things to say? And I felt like after Encore felt forced. It felt like a forced album at some point. Like he really didn't feel like doing it. Or some of the songs he didn't really feel like doing. And he just wasn't connecting. I was like, oh man, I think this is it. I was like, I think he's hit the wall. And I was at Encore. And I was like, I think he hit a wall. You know, like somebody hit a writer's block. I was like, I think he hit it's not like a writer's block. It's just like, I don't think he was ready to make this album. He probably had deadlines and everything's going on. And he's kind of telling you in the music that his mind wasn't really on making an album at that point. And art. Now, Everything I'm saying is on point. So what I'm sitting there telling you and laying out to you is me on the fly right now telling you what I thought off the top of my head about Eminem. It didn't come from a place of hate. When somebody is a fan and they're telling you, okay, well, I look 6 years younger there, pretty much. I feel like it. All I need is a couple of, glasses of water and some sleep, and I'll be all right. Yeah, I was massively dehydrated. I got to water up. Well, some people did. Back then, I didn't like Royce's style. He had chose to do something with a style where he would rap off beat. He would go past the line, and it would irritate me. And I was like, I can't deal with this style. And I was there to tell Royce to his face, I didn't like you doing that style. Didn't like it. So I never saw you as like one of the greatest. But then he put out the Book of Ryan, which really put out his pain, and Royce changed his whole life. He used to be super arrogant and just out of his mind upset. And my boys had did a show with him. And he was like acting like he was performing at, Ford City, like Ford Center, like whatever the football place the Lions play at. Like he got 60,000 in the seats. Dog, he was like at a chitlin circuit. And I was like, dog, this is like some small house event. But he was acting like he's a rock star. And his attitude was terrible. And from that point on, we just didn't like Royce the 5'9". So then my boys had forgave him, like they got past it. I was the only one that didn't get past it. They was like, let it go from the jump. They were like, let it go. No, he was just real arrogant back then. But after he went to jail and came back, he was an entirely different person. He gave up drinking. And he's like, that's when he was an alcoholic and going through stuff. So, yeah, that's what he was saying. He was like, that was alcoholic Royce. And that's what I'm saying. I was like, man, I see this. Like, some people come out and they play a role but he's really living that. And I'm glad for him because he's definitely a whole different person. Now he's not drinking. Artists can talk to you sometimes through the music and tell you exactly what's going on at that time. And at that time, Proof was alive. So he was like stressed, like he was like grounded again. But he could bring that out. Like today, I saw him with Yella. I'm like, oh man, he went. So this whole thing right here is when I was saying like he need to go ahead and get up with the game. Like Eminem should respond. Royce like, you think he should respond to this? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. What's the point? I like go on and battle somebody. That's how my point was. Get into a battle, Eminem. The game will spit with you. He the Black Slim Shady. Don't pull out. Like, I didn't like the MGK thing, how that went down. Like, he was like, you think that happened with MGK? I was like, yeah, hell yeah, it did. I do believe Eminem went and contacted them and tried to tell him to apologize and all that. I do believe MGK when he said that. He was like, "You believe that?" Yeah, I believe it. I believe that Jimmy Iovine conference called him with Diddy and said they had a problem. Eminem had a problem and everything else. I damn sure do believe it. M is that petty. I believe it 100%. So when you hear this diss record, he's mentioning what I'm saying in this interview in that rap about him backing down and cowering. So when I heard it, I knew what he was talking about. Who else has said Eminem has ran from a battle? Who? Have you ever heard anyone saying Eminem running from battles? Nobody's saying that, right? But if I'm sitting there with Royce the 5'9", Eminem's best friend, right, his right-hand man, and I'm sitting there talking about Eminem ran from battles, and he always went after the Justin Timberlakes and everybody else, and I'm like, well, then here's your opportunity. Go at the game. I remember it was just like that. I was like, man, I can't think of one to come to my head right now. But I'm sure I can go and pull them all up. Eminem is the better rapper. MGK had the better song. That's just it. You're not going to play Kill Shot like you going to play Rap Devil. Rap Devil was hard. Right. So when I told him, and that's why I want Eminem's record, he came with that line and saying he don't run and all that. I never ran from anybody. Exactly. You was the guy that wouldn't put yourself on the top 10. You wouldn't put yourself above Nas or Jay-Z at all. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac and Dicky, Andre from Outkast, Jada Corrupt, Nas and Demi. That's when he was trying to be Tupac. He trying to rap like Tupac. And that whole third album, he was trying to rap like he was Pac. He was trying to rap hard like he was Tupac. Trying to drag out his vocals. He did that on that song, Till I Collapse, and Soldier. Now, anybody else who knew rap knew that's exactly what he was doing. Oh, here come Q Lee. Q Lee, You know you was going in there. And this, I mean, at this point, Big Sean, you've been sitting on the bench for a while. You know, I mean, you can rhyme and you can hang in with the best of them, but right now, he's swinging the Excalibur. He's already warmed up. Yeah, that used to always crap me up. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Dicky. Andre from my cast, Jada Corrupt, Nas and Demi. But I'm not putting on this list. This thing do not offend me. That seems like that whole list of a lot of enemies. I'm like, oh my God, will he stop trying to be Pac? He even tell you on Soldier that's what he's doing. Mixed with a little bit of Pac. I was like mixed with a little bit of Pac. You ain't got no Tupac DNA in you. This dude be losing his damn mind. I'm a soldier. Na 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 na. Pac ain't doing that. Now here it is. Dog, on your song, Biggie and Jay-Z, you use two verses that's not connected to you in any kind of way. You took Royce the 5'9's verse, chopped it up to make it be like your verse on Dead Wrong. You chopped up his verse and basically flipped the lyrics around to make your verse for Dead Wrong. I'd rather reach for your neck and never heat you for respect unless you greet me with less. I got a skunk in my trunk, I'm lying. I got a pump in my trunk and dying. You dying. How many lumps niggas want? I'm ready for y'all. Who's ready for y'all? Y'all incredibly raw for any artist that said he would draw. That's Royce the 5'9". You flipped those lyrics for the Dead Wrong song with Biggie. Oh, we gonna get to it. Because I done pointed this out before. This is why you ain't better than Jay-Z, Nas, and none of them. Now, here you are right here on your biggest records. Instead of writing, picking up a pad and pen, you did this. You used Royce the 5'9's verse, and I wish I'd have told Royce about this. It was just not right where, like, we didn't have this set up. I just got him on the line, and it would just skip my mind. Now, look at that. You used his whole verse. I'd rather reach for your neck and never heat you for respect. This is Royce the 5'9's verse on Renegade. I'm serious. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I want y'all to look at it because y'all need to understand what this is. This is like basic pleasury if I've ever seen it. Listen to how it started. I got 7 different levels to picking up shovels and dumping you in ditches under sea level. Now, that's how he starts off Renegade, Royce the 5'9", right? We go to Eminem's verse. There's 7 different levels to devil worshiping, horse's head, human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles and exorcisms, and animals having sex with them, camels and mammals and rabbits. I don't get into that. I kick the habit. See, what did he say? I beat you to death with weapons that eat through the flesh, and I never, he said, I never eat you unless the meat looks fresh. I got a line in my pocket. I'm lying. I got a 9 in my pocket, and baby, I'm just dying to cock it. He's ready for war. I'm ready for war. I got machetes and swords, and any nigga who said he was raw. Then we go to Royce. I'd rather reach for your neck and never reach for the heat. For you respect, unless you greet me with less. I got a skunk in my trunk. I'm lying. I got a bump in my trunk. You're dying. How many lumpy niggas run? Who's ready for y'all? I'm ready for y'all. We too incredibly raw for any rapper who said who he would draw. Now, on your biggest song you've ever done at that point, Biggie's dead. You on a song with him. You don't come with nothing really crazy original. You flipping Royce to 5'9's rap. Why? Because you knew everybody liked Roy's verse. So they're going to like yours. You couldn't be whacked. You ain't trust your pen. Then on Jay-Z, you doing a song with Jay-Z. You on his album. You mute your vocals off of the Renegade song, the same song. You mute your vocals. Well, you mute Roy's vocals and said, man, Renegade was on Royce's album. They had 2 songs, Rock City, and they had Renegade. And they gave Renegade to Jay-Z. And he said, man, we only gonna give you 1. And Royce's album was basically sabotaged because at the last minute, he got to take the song off. And that's the one he was going to be the lead single, was Renegade. Then he mutes his vocals. And how do you think you better than Jay and you murked him on the song when you already got lyrics that you had from another song on there? You've already had that song recorded. mixed it. How are you better than Jay? How? How are you even taking credit for that? You should never use that as your man, because the average fan don't know the old Renegade song. Now they do. And they know you used your lyrics from that song you did with Royce, and Jay got whole new lyrics right into the song. You sent them the song with the lyrics on it, and you just muted Royce's verse. And the only thing you re-recorded was because you said in the original, it's the rickety Royce. And you just changed that to, because it's the chicka. That's all you changed. It's the same rhyme. So you use the same rhymes and trying to take credit for using old lyrics. Now let's get to your top 10 claim. Here's why you're not top 10, Eminem. You need to see my face for this. Because when you went up there with Sway and Tech, and when I said you didn't have any content, you wanted to answer my video on Sway and Tech and said, and people say, they say I don't have any content. Like, what's content? When you said that, and Sway looking stupid, oh no. When you said that, I knew you were totally lost. You doing that sit down with Sway told me it was over. You were buying time. When the old Eminem would have been ready for battle, you're sitting there doing a whole, should I even answer this guy? Should I? You're sitting on a couch talking. That's how I knew it was over. But I want you to hear this, Eminem. And I want this to rattle around in your brain, in your rapper brain. Because I want you to understand this. This is not coming from a place of hate. Why do you think you should be in the top 10? What do those guys rap about that you don't? What can they mention in their rhymes that you can't? Jay-Z isn't number one at all. But he got a level he could tap into that you don't. You've tried and those songs suck because you are not a man full of emotions. What are your albums about? You don't connect to the hip hop culture. You're the same thing as almost Drake. They're catchy songs, but there's no real meat and potatoes on the records. There's nothing that sticks to the ribs. What is your first album about, Eminem? I hate my mom, killed my wife. I'm wiping everybody out. Right? What's your next album about? The Marshall Mathers LPs, right? Homosexuals, Viking, ring, ring, ring. Hate my mom, bury my baby mom in the trunk. Bury her and suffocate her in the trunk. That's what your album's about. Those are your first two albums. You know what your biggest song that you had on that album was? Stand. Why? Because it had substance, it had structure, it had everything in it. And we were thinking, okay, yeah, this is the Eminem. Okay, all right. Right, okay, yeah, this is the creativity. This is this is hip hop. He's got something here. The third album was the only album you had that had substance. The Eminem Show had substance. It had growth. You start trying to do Tupac, but the album had a direction. It was you who living your life for the very first time as a rich man. See, you weren't really rich when you did the Marshall Mathers album. You were just starting to get money. That album sold 10 million. Now you can't go anywhere no more. And you were forced to live a life you didn't want to live. You didn't want to make yourself a prisoner of your own fame and put your daughter through that. And you were adjusting to this new life, which is the Eminem show of you having to live this rich, isolated life from the rest of the world. And now I feel like I put my daughter in this and I ruined her life when I was just trying to provide a living for her. And now I forced us to be alienated from the world. That's the idea of the album. That's the theme. That's what it had structured. That was lost from all the rest of your albums later. The Eminem show was the last one. Encore was I Want Out. I don't want to make no more records. I'm tired. I just want all this stuff to stop. I'm tired of this beef. Let me try to go back and rewind the clock and make some funny songs. Can't do it no more. You went gangster. Once you go gangster, you can't go back to prankster. Don't work. You got out of your lane. Now, on the other side of that coin, you put out a bunch of dud albums. And it wasn't because you couldn't rap. Everybody knows you can rap. It's not about that. It's about songs. That's what you're judged by, your songs. Not about your skills of an MC. Yes, Do-Rag Eminem was hilarious. And I do give Ja credit for that. Yo, M, what's the do-rag for? You're never gonna have braids. You're never gonna have waves. You never know Black Plain. You just gonna be the first white rapper slave. Just get your money, man. Chill out with loose change. Chill. Man, that was hilarious. I'll give him credit for that because that made no sense why he was wearing a do-rag. Like, dude, what is this do-rag for? So, oh, absolutely. Eminem don't want it with K-Dot. He don't want it. If he wanted it, there was a lot of jabs there that he could have jumped on. He knew Eminem would have jumped on anybody else. He know he can't mess with K-Dot. That's why he brought him in the studio to see how he rapped and see if he wrote his raps when they was in Detroit and they did the song together. He got on the song with Kendrick. He wanted to see, like, is this dude really that guy? Let me bring him in. Let me see if he really writes. Because I don't know. And, you know, a lot of these guys got ghostwriters. So I told him none of his boys could come in, just him. Let's write our verse. You know, I don't want nobody there. So he came in by himself. His boys stayed outside. He had nobody in there but him. And he just got to it. So he was like, okay, y'all, this guy's the real deal. So M wanted to know for sure before that's why he's like, no, Kendrick's for real. Like, no. That guy's for real. I know he know firsthand. But Eminem needs a muse. Eminem is a guy who needs people to be his muse, like Jay. They're very similar, him and Jay, but Jay's not number one, but Jay has more songs that hit. He got more hit records with the culture than you. You don't have a lot of hit records with us. You have a whole lot of hit records with teenage people who are like pop stars. You're in the Britney Spears and you're in that category. So you're more pop than hip hop. I know that's going to probably hurt your soul, but it's 80 degrees. What's the hoodie and the hat for, dog? They know you old. You don't need the hoodie and hat, dog. Everywhere you go, it's 80 degrees. Take that shit off. You see, this is why you can't beat. We got too much material that we could use to embarrass you because we know your insecurities. So if I know your insecurities, I'm quite sure Kendrick can know your insecurities. Everybody else can see it. That's why you got the weird beard, because your face is wrinkled and you don't want people to see the wrinkles, and you had it before and everybody saw like, ugh, he's old. Eminem is old. You got all these cracks in your chin, all the lines. So you try to hide that by putting on a hat and throwing on. Nobody cares, Em. Nobody cares you're old. All right? But you know, if you start looking old to the people, they're going to treat you like you old relic. They already treat you like an old relic. You had your Houdini video out trying to go back to the old video that you did way back when, trying to rewind the clock back, trying to dig up the old Slim Shady again, because you have not grown. Your music has no growth to it whatsoever. Where's your endearing song? Where's your I Need Love? Where's your inspirational or introspective records? Where are those? You still rapping about? Now it ain't about my mom in the trunk no more. Thank God you got off that. Now it's back to pills, and I'm off the pills now. I'm not doing this no more. Rehab has been better for me. And you went away from hip hop and went into this singing alternative rap, and then got mad at hip hop fans because they didn't like your alternative rap. You were curtailing your rhymes for white folks, for teeny bobbers. I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody, let's walk these roads together to the storm. Let me know if you've been down the same road. These walls are closing in. How much? Jesus Christ. So you are not there, homie. You've tried to make records. Believe me, you made music videos for these records, and they were terrible. You tried to do that, and you failed miserably. You were doing all these alternative songs over relationships and all this, and trying to talk about, baby, it's me and you. We going against the world and everybody. I'm like, oh God, this is awful. There's no soul in it. There's no care, because you're almost emotionalist. You're basically bland. So you, Drake, Jay-Z got a lot in common. Your whole thing is based on structuring relationships. Your insecurity comes because you didn't smoke so much weed. The doctor told you can't have no kid. You basically got one semen floating around down in those testes. You think Kendrick don't know that? If I know that, your sperm count is 1. Look, dog, it's too much material. We can go deeper and further, I promise. Now, if I know that, so you went and stole 2 more kids that are not yours biologically. Who does this, y'all? This man goes and adopts his sister's I'm telling you, this is like straight trailer trash stuff. If you think all white people are the same, this is the delusion. They are not. There are white people that white people don't like. And Eminem comes from that lot of the white people don't like. Now, they like Eminem because he's famous, he can rap, so he's made it out of that era. But they're like, white trash to them is like white toxic waste. They don't look them or view them as anything other than. They do not put them in the category with them. It's a situation of caste, which we talked about very early in the video, C-A-S-T-E, a hierarchy, which is not based on actual race. It's based on status quo. Like the royal family, they white, but the people that's white, that's just like them, are under them. This dude running around with one doggone semen left and just swimming around out there, lost. And he couldn't have no more kids. That's why it was only Haley. So his girl went and got pregnant by her other boyfriend, Kim, because she's got mental problems. She goes out, gets wild, tries to take her life numerous of times, popping pills, and then they get married for like 2 weeks, break up, get a divorce, and run off. She goes and has a baby, gets pregnant by another guy. Eminem removes this guy away from the kid, and he's like, okay, we got a baby. Me and her, this is going to be our baby. I'm going to raise this. I'm going to raise this child. And then the guy's like, I'm the father. I'm trying to see my kid. Eminem's got all these powerful lawyers blocking the actual father from seeing his kid. And because he wants to adopt it. Then he adopts Kim's sister's kid. I was like, what kind of mom? Eminem, take my daughter. You can have her. I don't really want to deal with her anyway. I want to go back to the bar. Here, go to him. He's your daddy now. So his 3 kids that he's supposed to have, he only has one that's his, and then that's Haley. The other one, her sister, is with a whole nother guy. Eminem just adopted her. And then the other one is the sister, her sister's child. So it's crazy as hell and backwards as hell. So her cousin is now her sister. It's like, what the hell? My cousin is my sister, and I don't even know why. So it's all screwed up, just like him, because there's no love there. Why do you think Eminem don't have a love interest in none of these years? He's had girls he slept with, no real connection. Eminem ain't like no Nicki Minaj. They trying to sell a record. That's like saying Justin Bieber and Eminem and Nicki Minaj, they liked each other. I was around during that situation. Scooter Braun had to fix that. He was so pissed at Kim and Nicki Minaj doing an interview. She did a song and video with Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj. They did a record. And what happened was, she did an interview, and they was like, hey, we saw some sparks with you and Justin Bieber. You know, all those white publications be doing. Like, oh, my God, we're seeing some sparks there with you and Justin. Oh, I mean, that looked hot, you know. And she was like, oh, no, he's cute, but I don't know if he could even get through all this. Like, kind of saying, like, you know, Justin was small. and wouldn't be able to like get through all of her, butt cheek. So she was alluding to this man being small. So that started to travel. So they wanted to debunk this rumor right away. So Justin, who was like with a girl or whatever in a hotel room, they had it set up with a spotty camera next door. They got him a prosthetic penis, a fake penis. They had a makeup crew go in there. They put a fake penis on Justin Bieber, had him walk out on the balcony. I knew it was, trust me, believe me, Hollywood and all this stuff is crazy. I know firsthand this happened. Had him walk out on the balcony with this fake penis on, like he was going to do something naked, and then walk back into the thing to try to say, oh no, that Justin Bieber is packing. I was like, oh my God. This is the craziest business I've ever seen. Yeah. Because I knew the people who went behind doing this. Remember, Justin Bieber used to be around us when he was yet little. He used to hang out with Floyd Mayweather. He was TMT. Justin was with us. He was finna try to box and do some celebrity boxing. He was so motivated to fight. Why would Eminem be top 10? If everybody in hip hop, why would he be top 10? What are we basing it off of? Now, if we saying top 10 as far as rapping ability, yeah, like the skills of rapping, Eminem is definitely probably top 10 by far. But am I putting him over Nas? Am I putting him over LL Cool J? Hell no. He ain't better than LL Cool J. At all. Right. Eminem can rap, but what is his song saying? Like his Houdini song is basically the original song all over again. Just him rapping over the original song. That's it. Eminem hooks suck. He needs black folks around him to be his muse. Big Sean is his new muse. Royce was his muse. D12 was his muse. Outsiders, they were his muse. He need muses in order to make music. M can't stand on his own and do something. Everybody got to stand with him. So when you talk about greatest rappers of all time, where is his I Need Love? Where is his Around the Way Girl? Where is his songs like that? He wouldn't put himself above LL Cool J. He knows that. He was a fan of LL. If he think he's better than LL, he think he can go lyrically head up with LL, LL would destroy him. LL would lyrically destroy you in a battle rap too, because he's a battle rapper who knows how to structure songs with feeling. Why? Because he's married with a family and kids. So it comes from a different place. This man said he would cut him out. See, nobody had M records sales back in the early 2000s. See, I'll thank you for the super chat, but Nelly sold the same amount of records as Eminem. So what is you talking about? You see? See? Yeah. Country Grammar, he sold Diamond right with Eminem. Their albums was out at the same time. When Nelly had Kelly rolling, Nelly, I need you. No matter what, ever know. So, yeah, that's wrong. Nelly was selling as many records as Eminem. Believe that. Eminem wasn't selling albums because he was white. Okay, people's like, oh man, Eminem just selling that because he's white. No, he's selling it because he's white and he's actually can rap. He can actually rap. See, because there's been plenty of other white rappers that have come out. Eminem ain't the only white rapper to ever rap. There's been plenty of them. They ain't make it. What happened with them? I got to keep it a buck because that's the only way I know how to keep it. Now, right, this is not a hate from Eminem. I'm somebody who used to listen to Eminem before anybody was listening to Eminem, like the mainstream of America. He's in the Midwest. So all of this, he's from Detroit. So all of his raps and stuff, the underground mixtape stuff, I used to have those. All the rap battles and stuff, freestyles. I used to have all of those crazy, like all the horror rap. We used to have all of it. Those freestyles is crazy. Chop your neck off, sew it right back, and leave you like that. I'll leave you disfigured. You be stiffer than you be more stiff than Chris Stiffer Reeves. I beat you to death with a live cat when I'm swinging him by his tail. So it was just horror rap. Stuff that was like unsellable. That's what they told the record companies would tell Eminem. He's unsellable. Even Interscope said that when Dr. Dre wanted to sign him. A white rapper. You really want to bank your future on a white rapper? Just do another like Chronic album. Just do that. This guy is unsellable. And he's like, yeah, he can rap, but these songs, they're unsellable. So now he took off. Macklemore, exactly, disappeared. All these white rappers disappeared. What was the guy with the Jewish guy, half black, half white Jewish guy? And what was his name or whatever? He used to wear the glasses and rap. Logic. Right. They bring in Little Dicky. Those guys off the couch want to rap, and then they basically doing podcast shows. And I'm like, no one takes them seriously. So Eminem, the fact that he's actually in the conversation of should he be in the top 10, it's like, dude, when have you had a successful album? How long has that been? You had about a 10-year span of duds. I'm serious. He had about a 10-year span that the whole Shady Records was going under. That's why he broke up D12. He broke up everything, and he started to try to make a comeback, and he's using Lil Wayne and all of these guys and was saying, oh, my rehab, and I was going through that, but now I'm back, and I'm not falling off again. I'm ready now. Then he had Rap God and all that, and I'm like, Rap God, that's like 7 years ago. What happened then? Oh, really? Eminem don't have to rap. He just laid back now. Oh, no. Logic never said he was white. He promotes his black daddy all the time. Yo, my pops is black, and my mom's white. Oh, he loves that. You know, like, I got the right. I'm black. No. He tried to talk about he black more than anything. No. You got that backwards. He does not say he's white. Did Proof death change Eminem? Here's the thing. It did have an effect on him. He did go through a depressional stage because Proof was his balance. This is why he wasn't really talking to Royce at the time. Him and Royce wasn't really cool like that at that time. They had fell out. Remember, they had their own beef. So through that whole process, when Proof died, that's when, because Proof and them wasn't even talking like that no more. The thing you seen in 8 Mile, when they had that big fight, like at the shelter, him and Proof didn't really get down like that. And it was Royce. Royce said, man, I got to work on my album. Royce got a deal and wasn't going to be Eminem's hype man no more. He's like, man, I got to work on my album. I can't go on your tour. And he was like, for real? And that's when he took Pace One from the Outsiders. Pace was on tour with him during that first album, and then Proof. Him and Proof kind of patched things up. And then he was like, man, let's get 313 back going. But it wasn't 313, it was D12. So that's when he was like, all right, I'm going to get the crew together. Bizarre was already there because Bizarre helped him on the first album. And he flew him out to California. And they started working on Dre's album and doing all the stuff they're supposed to do. So that's what it is. But M don't want it with Kendrick because he knows that's Dre's new baby. You don't mess with Dr. Dre's baby. But now, Dre's like he's on his own now. He ain't on Aftermath no more. He got out of that deal. Y'all was eating too much off of him. They wasn't like you, M. They was ripping you off. You knew it. You was Interscope and all them started to rip off Eminem. Did y'all remember that? See, most people forget things. I'm a hip hop historian because I lived it. Ideas was supposed to be the new Eminem. I remember him and Shells were battling for a record contract, and they gave it Ideas is supposed to be the guy, but he couldn't structure songs. Every song they tried to make with him failed because he's just a battle rapper. And they were like, oh, we got the new Eminem. His name is Idea. But Ideas can only diss rap. They found that out in the studio. He couldn't structure songs. In a freestyle battle, he's dope. But actually put him in rhyme. They gave him up. They wasted their time. Shells, another diss rapper. Shells started to ghostwrite for people. That's what happened to a lot of these rappers who couldn't structure songs. A lot of these artists be like, yo, you dope. I'm going to use you to, you can be penning rap for people. It's a lot of raps that Red Cafe wrote. It's a lot of raps that Shells wrote. Now, where's this guy that said that Eminem can whoop, that Eminem can beat LL Cool J? You don't know LL, do you? LL got rhymes going back in 89 that he can't touch. Eminem learned how to rap listening to LL Cool J. That's why he always says, this is the guy I respect the most. He just murked Eminem on a song together with Eminem. just like a month ago. Murdergram. They did a remix of Murdergram, and Eminem just got destroyed by LL Cool J on Murdergram. That man must not have heard that, right? Proof did not ghostwrite for Eminem, but Jag was around. But Proof was not a ghostwriter. What Proof is a freestyler. Proof was a muse. He was a creative muse. And Proof was respected in the neighborhood. And he was known to be a shooter. So you don't mess with Proof. You know, like the people around him were shooters. They ain't play no game. And Eminem needed some people like that around him. Now that there's no Proof, now he got Trick, you know. Don't make me call up Trick. But see, have you noticed they promote this Toby song, but the song with LL and Eminem didn't get no promotion. That Murdergram song didn't get no promotion. Hell, I might do the power thing after this video. I might do the power review right after this. Or I might just do it tomorrow so everybody be like, it's too late. Well, I'm like, damn, all right, well, you know, we do things a little late around here. LL just destroyed him. Because there's levels to his hip hop. That's one thing. Have you noticed there's never been another I Need Love ever? You know how many rappers failed trying to make that song? They've been failing for 30 years. They don't know how to do it. And I keep telling people, y'all want to know who LL is? Y'all want to know who the legend is? Pay attention. LL is box office. Mm-hmm. This is LL pushing 60. If he ain't there already. LL Cool J is in his 50s. Hip hop is in its 50s. Just turned 50. He was one of the babies in the game. Can you imagine that? LL was the baby. Oh, you know that.
What beats you got over there? You got some beats? Slow it down a little bit. There was smoke when the mother's water broke. The doc saw the horns, oh my God, it's a goat. The nurse cut the cord, got shocked with 1,000,000 volts. Almost dropped him on the floor, but the baby started to float. Umbilical cord turned into a gold rope. Mike appeared in his hand, his body started to jolt. Angels injected him with lyrical dope. Same drugs they gave Hemingway and Edgar Allan Poe. The whole world's raving for the baby, the bell tolls. A crowd gathered around, throwing punches and elbows. Then his mama arose and recited a poem. Taught to hip-hop god, fuck rock and roll. Put his baby in the whip, there was a solar eclipse. Then the spirit came, wrote his name down in hieroglyphs. Breakbeats played, he had a speaker for a crib. She screamed, Jack the Rip, and ignited his gifts. To the parents, he's a legend, to the children, a myth. Here's some first-hand experience of Mr. Smith. Alias, Mr. Killing every rapper in his radius. Ciphers the stadiums, bars is vibranium. Molecular structure of the nucleus of his cranium. Platinum, uranium, lyrical titanium. In other words, whoever it concerned, if you fuck around with fire, you gon' get that ass. Turn to ash, true story, walking crematorium. Helping rappers earn obituaries from historians. Banging on them, yellow tape and white sheets laying on them. Carved hand tombstones praying for them. Moving the chess pieces like telekinesis. As a toddler, he walked with 2 panthers on leashes. Learned early on where the mark of the beast is. By the time he hit puberty, he's looking increases. Slicker than Odysseus on an Odyssey. Intellect is part of me, so pardon me if it's harder to follow me. What does that mean? He's a mythological melanated progeny of royalty, spraying you with soliloquies. Gil Heron with the camouflage gear on. Ignorance is a virus, my ink is the interferon. The last poet, revolutionary with guns loaded. Back to elevate the culture, that's my only motive.
And you tell me Eminem can do that? He cannot. He can't do that. He can't. That's why he's not the best. You just heard the best. Because there's levels to what he can do. He can do every level you want to do. You can't do that, Eminem. Eminem gonna go in there and go, hi on, you know what I'm on a crayon, setting fire to rayon, saying this seance, and come out there and saying, bye, mom. I'm gonna set fire to dry patches of dry lawn, and then I'm gonna beat you to death with the fire hydrants, and then I come through it, and then I'm gonna fire smoke blunts, and then I'm a dude over there and only died once. Everybody I said they wanted lives. I'm suicidal. They all told me to try knives. I'm jumping out of plane to get a Statue of Liberty, a high five. I do a drive-by and miss you with 9 tries. That's what I'm going to get from Eminem. That's what I'm going to get from him. That's not going to get you there. He cannot do what you just heard. It's not happening. LL is everything. It's culture, technique, it's intelligence. All of it packed up in one. He's been this way since the 80s. He was light years ahead of everybody. He had the champagne and the women and a big Black Panther on his side. You know what they said? They said, oh, he bragging, because everybody was into the Go Back to Africa movement, the Public Enemy, fight the power. And LL's out there with jewels, leather coats, champagne. He was ahead of his time. And they hated on him for it. But if they listen to the album and the lyrics, he wasn't playing around. You just the minimum, messing with the maximum. And when I slung my tongue upon the high-strung young MCs, they all get done by the legend. Every second I'm repping, go to every state to find, and you keep checking out, and that you find. That is genuine. Bet that you rewind this 1,000 times. You release my bass like it's a lasso. I leave the microphone full of bullet holes. I drop the bomb and go beyond like Genghis Khan. Do anything to go beyond MCs. Whenever I say please, they freeze. Rhymes like these are like a disease. Tried to fill my shoes. You called the blues, but all you dudes are getting up with the cruise. You're like brothers at random. I don't understand them. The ones that didn't hit are off them over random. The other people they talk is spontaneous and nursery rhymes they write are miscellaneous. Trust me, he's not LL Cool J. You're not. You don't know who LL is yet. You just know I can love you better. And your friends can see it too. You know that LL. So y'all don't know half. Because believe me, y'all wasn't the first. People hear that and be like, man, that dude's soft. I'm going to go up there and they see him in person and be like, oh, damn, dude's a giant. And then you want to battle him and he'll tear your head off. The Pulitzer Prize Award winner. K-Dot can change his style and his voice. LL can't do that. LL can, and he has, son. You got to understand. You don't know LL Cool J, man. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't know LL. You can't, nobody in this world, probably besides LL Cool J, can tell me about LL Cool J, especially in this city. I held it down. Y'all got to understand, when Mo D was coming and all that pressure and all that they was talking about, everybody came to me. I was the LL guy. I was the one holding it down. I had the records, everything. No. I remember when Jack the Ripper hit. So we talking like 88, summer of 88. We going back to the summer of 1988. Most of y'all wasn't even born. Trust me. They have no idea. LL has knocked people out. Y'all didn't know him to In Too Deep. They was like, oh man, that's God from In Too Deep, man. Yeah, L was, man, he big, man. He was hitting the bag, he punched dude in the mouth. Yeah, L was doing that for real. Laying people out with a hat on. Step up if you want to. He wasn't playing no game. Yeah, he's like, I wrote Pink Cookies and I was high. And that song was great. They was like, what Pink Cookies in a plastic bag mean? He don't want to talk about it now because he's like, look, man, I got a wife. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. What Pink Cookies in a plastic bag means, he's light-skinned, so his thing is pink. So that's what he's talking about. His private parts is probably pink. Pink cookies in a plastic bag, meaning in a condom, getting crushed by some pussy. It's like buildings coming down. So that's what it's like. That's his pink cookie. All I want to do is have Whoopi on my pink cookie. You see, that's what he was talking about. Now, let me see. At that time, probably that too. Or he probably just got off of it. He was in remission during that time. But yes, that's what pink cookies mean. Oh, Jiggling Baby? Yeah. Of course it was. That whole album was a dissing like Mo D and everybody. He was dissing everybody on that song. Innovating, devastating, and dope on the single now. Let me see your earrings jingle. I'm the person that liked the original Jingling Baby. The album version. The remix is cool. They just slowed it down to make it more party club song. Marley Marl hooked it up to make it more. People loving that remix. I want the original. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's go. And where's the creativity from Eminem? Where the hell is that? Did he forget about it? Did you leave it under the couch? Where's your creativity, Eminem? LL can't beat Black Thought in a rap battle. Can Black Thought make I Need Love? The only song he got that's close to that is Erykah Badu's song. And you know you got me. That's like Rakim. These guys are great, but they are in one element. LL has many levels. And believe me, that is not usually abundant. I like Eminem songs. Eminem got some songs that I like that y'all don't even listen to. Because I like mostly the D12 albums. You know, that was creative. That D12, that first D12 album was so creative. I said people don't even realize it. Because all they cared about was Eminem. You better believe K-Dot do. I know that. He's a multi-talented artist. And he's an MC with artistry. So this is what Drake is losing at. The thing that you thought you can beat K-Dot at, he's besting you at it. Drake, his main problem is this. And understand it clearly. Drake's main problem is what he fell into a trap of insecurity. He has so much insecurity and doubt in him, in his own ability. He started the battle off wrong. And once you start off on the wrong track, you've already messed up. You had a whole month, 21 days to create these songs. Nobody gave you, like, you on the clock, like that has been burning up everything. You sitting there trying to stop the record from being played and all this stuff. You were so pressed. You didn't know what to do. And then you made push-ups. And you didn't have the confidence to stand by you gave it to academics. Everybody thought, oh, Cino, you're mad at academics. You hate academics. You just wish he gave it to you. No. If he gave it to me, it'd have been stupid too. You don't need an internet influencer who don't influence jack shit. You don't need that to sell your records. You don't. You don't need them to push your false narrative because it's not gonna work. It's only gonna make you look worse. And what happened? Did he listen? No, he didn't. Can't tell him nothing. Go right over his head. Now I know what I'm doing. Okay. Did it not play out that way? Did I not say that from the pull-ups review from that when we did the video? And they're like, you keep bringing up, he gave it to academics. That's where the mistake was. And then Kendrick's manager, Abel, when they was like, yeah, why ain't no response? And it was like, please, we don't even know if that's him or if that's AI. Why are we going to respond to something that he ain't even standing on? It took him 5 days to claim the record. The song was getting played everywhere, and they were calling it Drop and Give Me 50 because they ain't even have a name for it. Drake ain't even tweeted, ain't put it up on his platform. Then he's going to finally put it on Apple Music. Because remember, it wasn't even up for streaming or nothing at that time. Then he's going to upload it and call it Push-Ups. Before it was Drop and Give Me 50 because that's all the internet called it for 5 days. No creativity. They're bland. They're actors. He need a script, and he could act the hell out of the script. Drake is a good performer. Like when he has a script and somebody else can come up with the structure for what he needs to do, they can go there. But other than that, he cooked food. Well, Big Sean can rap and he can stay in the ring. He ain't gonna get blown out like Drake. I don't even know if Kendrick disses Drake again if Drake come back with another song. Because if Drake come back with another song, the internet's gonna chew him alive. Because that song will have to be beyond anything he could deal with. So Eminem is not in the top 10, in my opinion, not top 10. If I'm talking about the greatest rappers in hip hop history, that's all of it. Mic skills, records, impact, just all around everything. Eminem's not top 10. Right, you got to take chances out here, but when you're trying to make records to sound like the young people records, and that's all you're trying to do now, you're not adding any type of creativity to your work, at this point in this level, like you get to try shit now, Eminem, but you too scared. That's why you got the hoodie on, looking like a doggone, you know, the Unabomber or something. Right. How could you put Eminem over Curtis Blow? You know, I can't put him over Run DMC. You how are you over DMC? Like how do we even do that? How do we even get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we get here to where we doing that? Like, where they do that at? Hey, Byron Jackson, thanks, bro, for the cash out. Appreciate you. I know, right? Mm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see him drink anything. He was just going completely a whole hour set. And I'm just like, wow. Nas is right behind LL. 1 and 2. LL number 1, Nas number 2. Then you would have Ice Cube. Shoot, you could have DOC up there. You got KRS-One up there. You could put all these guys in there. And then Guru from Gangstar. Are you kidding? The Voice. LL stands for what again? Ladies love Cool James. That's the crazy. I like that's got to be the craziest name ever. LL Cool J. Oh, Heavy D was nice too. No technical rapper could beat LL, huh? When did I say that? Oh, you must be talking to somebody in the chat. No, you could be technical, but you got to have range. It's a lot of technical rappers out there, but if sometimes you're too like Tech Nine. Tech Nine is a technical rapper, but nobody's gonna put him over LL Cool J because we just going off the actual lyrical skills sets. You'll have people like Lupe Fiasco going at it with Eminem. You know, you would put him in that category. You will put Tech Nine in there. You know, Big Daddy Kane is up there. There's a lot of rappers that was up there, man. So I see Melly Mel's point by saying Eminem ain't no, he ain't the greatest of all time. I know what Melly Mel talking about. And I'm somebody that listened to Eminem. Why do you think right now Eminem's popularity has dropped in the toilet? Because most of the people that listen to Eminem, they were almost embarrassed to listen to Eminem now. Those white people that were listening to Eminem, they grown now. They're in their 40s and 50s. They got kids that's teenagers, and they're like, hey, Eminem's got a new song out there. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember Eminem. Yeah, I used to listen to Eminem, and me and your mom. Yeah, that's cool. They don't really vibe with Eminem no more. They're going back to their old rock albums. That's what they doing. That's what white folks are doing. They're going back to what their parents is listening to. Listening to Steely Dan and shit. They ain't going back to Nirvana and all that. They going back. They done turned the clock back. They got old and they went back to old music. I see them in the bar all the time. And every time the bars close, they get ready and they play that song. It's closing time. I'm gonna take you home. The Eagles. Yeah, pretty much. So, anyway, this video went longer than it's supposed to. By like an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm going to get up out of here. Shouts out to Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez coming through. Shouts out to y'all. Hopefully everybody listen and hit the like button coming through the door. Y'all did a much better job this time hitting the like button. I appreciate it. Really do. You want to check out the Royce the 5'9", what I did with Royce, it's all on here. Royce the 5'9" in Carcino. That's right here on YouTube. Y'all can check it out. I'm out.